Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am going to sit down and do a good old-fashioned crumb chat where I sit and I chat with you and I put crumbs together and there's no fast speed. And you get to watch me sew. For those of you who like to just hear the machine and all that stuff, that's what you get in this video. I just cut, over the past 3 days, 2,000 2-inch squares. And that left me a lot of scraps that are 2 inches wide. And I'll show you, if you become an exclusive shopper at the $5 per month level, you can buy my 2-inch squares. If you want to wait, they will come on eBay if there's leftovers, but the price will be higher. This pack is 200, that's lot 1, and then lot 2, 200. There's 50 prints here, 4 of each print. There's 50 prints here, 4 of each print. These prints are different than these prints. So if somebody buys both, they would get a total of 400 squares in 100 different prints. Pretty cool. And I have all of this, and I like to make what I call skinny strips for my auctions. They are strips that are just strip set, and they are usually about anywhere from 20, 21 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. And that's perfect because I can put these together and then I can trim if I'm crooked, because I will be putting that many strips together, you end up being crooked. And then I can trim to 1.5 inches, and that's going to give me quite a few strip sets that will have prints that I don't normally have. So I'm very excited about that. Now I'm going to put little skinny things like this, that's like the ends. I'm going to put that in my shreds and threads box. So I just moved that next to me. So that's all I'm going to do, is I'm going to take some of these, I use the salvages, everything, and I'm going to start sewing them. Oh, and I have some folds, and some of them are, wide enough. You gotta have a deep desire to sew skinny things if you're going to do this. And I always have a deep desire for that. And I don't know, maybe I can chat with you about stuff. Well, I hope so, because it's a crumb chat. I'll be able to fill you in on some things. I just start by sending, sending things through and then through again. Now look, this is a big piece. I like that. I got some other big pieces too. Some fabrics are wider than others. Why do I have no light? I have to order light bulbs, but it's very dark. Did this just go out? No, there's not even a light bulb in there. So I had taken a break for a little bit for my exclusive sales because I was so involved in the auctions. I still am involved in the auctions. I love my penny auctions. But it takes up a lot of time. But it gave me a break, and it gave me a chance to rethink things, and I'm going to go back to sorta kinda like when I had fabric frenzies back in the day. And instead of just uploading stuff, every day or every other day, like 1 or 2 things, or maybe 3 or 4 things a week, I'm going to try to have a day, like once a week, or maybe every other week. I'm going to try once a week and have like more things, but have them all come out on the same day. And people can know in advance. I used to have it right down. Like, I would let people know a month in advance. It's going to be April 18 at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And back then I was in Eastern time. And I would get slammed with orders because people knew when it was going to start. And that was just fun. I just had such a good time with the fabric sales. And I still do. It's just that I make changes. I've got to make changes every now and then. So, yeah, I have quite a few. Well, I think I already had that color. These are the folds. When I cut 2-inch squares, I first cut 2-inch strips, and they're folded in half and then in half again. And then I cut, and it gives me 5 little stacks of 4. And then the selvages are on this end, and then there's the folds on that end. And I just keep all this stuff. It's so fun. It's so fun. And I don't want to be fussy about putting different prints or same prints or all that stuff. Let me see. What else can I talk to you about? Oh, see, look, if somebody's name is Sally, they might want to win this. So my auctions, go check them out. They start at 1 penny with free shipping. And you bid, and if you win, you get the item. I don't care if it's 1 penny. I think the lowest I've sold something for was 11 cents. And free shipping. And yes, I ship out. And I get people say, why? Why do you spend time doing that when you're making literally nothing? And sometimes I'm out of pocket. And it's because it increases my store sales. Those auctions bring new eyeballs to my eBay, and they're like, oh, you know, auctions, and they start really low, and I could win some scrappy things for next to nothing. And then they're like, I wonder what she's got in her eBay store. So those are the buy it now things, and then people go in and buy. Since I started doing that, I don't know, this is April of 2026. It was at the end of 2025, maybe October, maybe November, that I started back up with the auctions the way I'm doing them now. I've been doing eBay for 26 years. Believe me, I've had a lot of auctions. But then this is scheduled every 4 days and all that. I've done that before, and I knew it would bring up my store sales, and it did. Right now, after those few months, it has increased my monthly by over $550 a month. So that's nice, right? But I gotta tell you, during COVID, I was making a killing on eBay. Everybody wanted fabric, and they were home sewing and all that stuff. And that's when I was doing the auctions like I was now. And it increased my earnings per month by almost $3,500 extra per month. I cannot believe how much I sold during COVID. I mean, and I was in Maine, so I still had time to do a lot of, you know, shipping and working on my website. But that wasn't even on my website. That was just on eBay. I was making good on my website too. And and my videos were doing great. That happened for a lot of people who were self-employed. And I know it was not a good time for many. But for someone like me who didn't even want to leave the house hardly, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. That's when I started having, you know, grocery. I would go pick up the groceries. I didn't have to go in Walmart. I would do Zoom doctor appointments. And, you know, I was in my comfort zone, totally. Am I putting the same 2 prints together? No, I'm not. Okay, I guess I can start putting some of these together, right? I could just sit and do that, what I was doing. I could do that for hours. Let's snippity-doo-dah here. I'll try to make one strip in this video. I might turn you off for a little bit and let me just sew, and then I can show you at the end. How many minutes have I been recording already? Over 10 minutes. Okay. I'm going to just start opening these up. I finger press, and then I will sew it to 2 others. So let me get that started, and I'll show you my progress. Now see, when I have a selvage like this, I love this little narrow part, but I don't want all the white. Sometimes I will do a lot of white if I have a lot of selvages like this, but I'm going to put a piece and then I'll sew here, so it'll be a narrow blue and a narrow white. And if I want, I'll sometimes trim it a little bit. That was probably trimmed too much, because now I probably won't have the white that I wanted. What? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing like this, because I'm putting 2 and 2s together, right? Let me do this. Okay. So I'm going to put this one face up, so I can put this one face down, and I'm going to try to not sew in a way to get rid of all that white. I'm going to sew like on the white, and then there'll be still some white showing. And because I'm sewing a little closer to the edge, I'm going to shorten my stitch. Let me just pop off and I'll show ya. And I know there's something here too that I wanted to do the same thing. Oh yeah, for this one I'll do the same thing. I'll just come in and sew like here, so there'll be that little strip and then just a little bit of white. So let me see. See? So it looks like I sewed a little tiny strip of white in there, but I didn't. I love it. I love it so much. All right, so these are all my quads, I'll call them, 4 pieces together. Let's just keep these over here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to put them over there so I know. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going. And I do this sometimes. I didn't do right sides together, so I'm just picking this one apart, and I will fix it. Yes, I have a lot of scraps. I could just toss this and start with 2 others, but I'd just rather fix it. Easy as that. Like that. Like that. Just because I feel like it. Look, there's hardly any print there at all, but I am going to lay down a piece. I'm going to put this on top of something, and I'm going to try to sew down the middle of that black line to make a very tiny, tiny line. I'll do that with you. I forgot that I'm supposed to sew on camera. I don't sew the whole time on camera because it would take me forever to get anything done. But let's try this. Short stitch. Now, let me just send something else through. All of a sudden I'm back to putting 2 pieces together. I've got this going on too. I just have so much fun with this. Oh. That was another skinny one. Better hop off. So we have 2. Let me see. Oh. I don't know too many people who would do that just to get that little line in there. But it's fun once in a while. And somebody's going to end up winning this on eBay, and they're going to say, oh my God, Darlene sewed such skinny little things together. But you saw what I just did. I didn't start with skinny like that. This is so awesome. All right, let me finish putting a bunch of things together because I've got to be done soon. I got other stuff I have to do. So now I just start putting there's four here. I just start putting those together. So now I have a bunch of pieces that look like this. And I am going to put those together. Now notice, I'm not pressing anything. I don't trim anything. I just sew. And then I will measure every now and then to see if I'm, close to 20. I'll go like 20 to 22 inches. So let me just finish this up. Okay, this is what it looks like. I stretch it out because I'm going to iron it. So I stretch it out just a little bit to see if I've got at least 20 inches, and it's probably 21 or 22. And it's crooked, but I'm going to just press this open. I have all of this left over, so that'll be for the next one. And I just put all of this back in this box because I will use every single piece. I make one of these for every batch of auctions. There's several things that I make, and every 4 days I have one of these on eBay, and I love it. Oh, where's the little skinny parts? Well, let me press it, and then, maybe the skinny ones are in here. No? So they're here somewhere. I'm going to go press, and I'll show you. This one turned out to be about 21.5 inches long, and I love it because it's wonky, and I trimmed it, obviously. Now this one, I'll make sure I put it in my auctions that come out. Let's see, I have some coming out April 21, this is 2026, that's tomorrow as I'm recording this. Those are all set, so 21. So April 25, 2026, my auctions start coming out at 6 p.m. Central Time, and I'll make sure that this is in that batch in case you want to go bid on it. So let's look for our the little skinny parts. Now, I do have selvages, and I do not pay attention at all as to which direction the words are in. Some will be upside up, some right side up, I should say. Some will be upside down. And you might wonder, what do you do with this? Anything you want. Some people can use it for junk journals. They can cut pieces. You can cut at angles, and these can be your crumb block starters. I know the skinny ones are in here somewhere. I don't see them. Oh, I do. I do see them. Okay, I need a pointer. I'll take a crochet hook so I can look at the screen. Okay, here's one of them, that little narrow here. And here's that little black one right there. And the white looks, narrow too, but the white is actually attached to the black. Same as this. This green is attached to here. But isn't that cool? Oh, it's going to encourage me to keep making the 2-inch squares, those packs, because it's going to give me a lot of fun fabric to use to make these strip sets. And I love it when there's a lot of selvages in it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, this will be in an auction. Did I say April 25? I don't know what I said. April 25, this will be on eBay starting at 6 p.m. Central Time. And they run for a week, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.